Oh, what's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Look, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the battle rap reactions that I do on my other channel. The reason I'm speaking about it here, so I'm going to drop a battle rap reaction on that other channel, and when you drop multiple videos on the same day, one of the videos tends to get, pushed back by the algorithm of YouTube, right? So to avoid that, I'm going to speak about it here. So a battle rap reaction is, North versus South. There's a friendly competition that we do with, Southern rappers versus Northern rappers on music, right? We put songs against each other and we decide, in our opinion, which one was a better track, and people get to leave which one they thought was a better track in the comments, going based off of just the skills, just the the music itself. Nothing to do with gang banging. No gang banging is involved. No, it doesn't matter which side. This is about coming 100 and giving your true, honest opinion, regardless of which side you come from. We're talking about just the music here. You know what I mean? You can't be saying you keep it real by telling lies. If you enjoyed the other track, then say that you enjoyed it, right? Despite if you're from whatever side. You got to be honest, right? So without a biased view on it. Friendly competition, and it promotes these individuals' music and stuff like that, right? Um, now, but that does come with problems as well, right? You have individuals that don't want somebody from my side to be reacting to their music, right? So you have some Northerners that take issue with it, right? And videos get blocked and everything. But that's the thing, not just from Northerners, but also happens from the Southerners, right? Because if there's one thing I have learned, and it's been happening recently, right, is that these are just my opinions. Keep in mind, these are just my opinions. Who the fuck am I? I'm nobody, bro. If I do criticize, it's not because I'm hating on the individuals, not because I'm trying to see them fail or bring their downfall. You know what I mean? If I point out what I find, why I didn't like the track, right? Why I didn't enjoy the song. I point them out. I don't say that they suck, they're trash. I give my honest opinion of why I felt like the song, didn't resonate with me, right? Like, oh, right here they didn't rhyme, or right here they didn't keep up with the beat, or I didn't, but you get what I'm saying though, right? Like I give the actual reasons, right? I don't just come and start talking shit and hating, you know what I mean? Like insulting and stuff like that, by saying, oh, the whole song is trash, but not actually pointing out what's wrong with the song. That's not criticizing. Criticizing is when you're actually pointing out what you've seen, or the flaws that you've seen in whatever you're criticizing, right? But when you start insulting and just talking shit without actually being specific, then then that's hating, right? Saying, man, all of this shit was whack, all of it was trash. Like, but what exactly made it trash to you? You just can't say that it's trash. You have to give the reasons of why you felt it wasn't good, you know? And then that's criticism, because when you just say it's trash, that's not criticizing, that's talking shit. There's a difference. Nowadays people just don't know how to criticize, or don't know, or actually don't know what the word means, right? Okay, so these are just my opinions, right? Now, I could find the song, not for me, but that doesn't mean that other people don't enjoy it or other people don't like it, right? People have different tastes in music. It really comes down to preference, you know. Some people have different flavor, different styles than others, right? So that's the reason why I never say it sucks, right? Because if a song sucks, then why does it have so many viewers? Why does it have so many likes? Then it doesn't suck. Then that just means that it's not for you, because if it sucks, then people wouldn't enjoy it. But obviously it has a fan base and it has people that enjoy it. So therefore it doesn't suck. It's just not your type of music, So I'm aware of that. Um, so, I always just say that is, when it's not for me. And like I said, these are just my opinions, and who the fuck am I? But there's people that take offense to it and have taken offense to it, you know, and it's a trip, right? I have gotten several rappers that have actually reached out to me and said that, why am I hating, or why am I talking? And it's like, no one's hating, bro. I gave my honest opinion of how I felt, and I'm not gonna lie. If I felt like I didn't enjoy it, then I'm gonna say that I didn't enjoy it, but I'm gonna give the reasons why. And I still say for people to go, follow and enjoy. I don't know why people are so, you know, insecure that they're worrying so much about my opinion. Like, if my opinion is like, like that damaging, right? Like some of them have even said, well, who am I, right? Exactly, so why you tripping? I don't understand, why, they get so, butthurt about it, right? Because then, I get, YouTube sending me stuff, and, that it's, bullying, and and then we have to go through all that hassle. When I'm just giving my true, honest, criticism, right? Um, like I'm not gonna lie and say I enjoyed something when I didn't. You know what I mean? And I would figure people would want to know the truth. If somebody, for whatever reason they didn't feel the track, and they're actually giving you their perspective, it doesn't hurt to hear it. Nobody says you have to listen or that I'm right or whatever. I'm just saying why I didn't enjoy, why it didn't resonate with me. Now saying that overall in general, these are just merely my opinions, speaking on behalf of me and nobody else, right? So there's other people that could enjoy it in the comments, right? But I'm just saying from my perspective, you know so people shouldn't be getting all butthurt and doing all this and that, right? um like I said, because I'm not here to hate on the individuals. I'm just giving some tips, right, from my perspective. They don't got to take them. um you know what I mean? I get people that criticize my music when I do my freestyles and everything like that. I have never once deleted no comments or nothing like that. You can go and there's some people on there that say, "Oh, you suck, you're whack, give it up," and blah blah blah, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. It does not bother me. Like, okay, cool from your perspective. Okay, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? It's not like, because I am aware that not everyone is gonna enjoy it. I'm aware that not everyone likes it. Not everyone likes the same thing. And if they give valid reasons, like I actually pay attention, right? Like if they're actually saying some stuff that like they're actually giving real criticism instead of just saying that, "Oh, you're whack, give it up and just die," and shit like that, right? Because obviously that's just immature people that are trolling, right? But meaning when they're actually giving actual criticism, I take it into consideration. I actually prefer when individuals criticize and stuff like that, right? Because then it now shows, okay, what people see wrong with the song, right? And maybe it's valid, right? And I now go and fix that or improve that. You know what I mean? There's always room for improvement. I'm not saying I'm the best or anything. You know what I mean? But to think that, or to be getting butthurt because of the opinion of every single individual, then clearly this life is not for you. Like this, because people are gonna criticize, right? And you just can't be, trying to silence people just because they're criticizing you, right? You should welcome the criticism. You should never fear it. You know what I mean? Um, but I guess a lot of people out there with big egos, right? They feel like their shit don't think, or they feel like they're perfect or the best, or you know what I mean? Um, and that's probably why they don't succeed, right? Because they think, you know, more highly than what their skills actually produce. You know, um, and I'm just keeping it real, right? Because everyone, there's always in room for improvement in anything you do. You should never tell yourself that you're the best or you reached your pinnacle. You should always, tell yourself that there's always room for improvement, and you keep bettering yourself. You know what I mean? Instead of feeling like you're at your peak and then you ignore everything, and so you don't better yourself, and you just, keep descending down instead of, rising up. In my personal opinion, that's one of the things that, even like, athlete like Kobe Bryant has said. He never says that he's the greatest or he's the best, or he always says that there's always room for improvement in his game, even though he was hitting 81 point games and shit like that, right? The maniac. And same with Jordan. He always said that there was always room for improvement. They never told themselves that we're the best, you know, because like I said, that's not a good type of mindset to have. You always got to tell yourself that you can get better. That way you always keep improving. Um, so I just try to look out, for individuals. But, some individuals get butthurt, but, they shouldn't. Because like I said, these are just my opinions, and it's just friendly competition, just because I give the W to one side or one song, it doesn't mean that the other song sucks, right? It could be that both songs are good. I just enjoyed this one more. So it doesn't necessarily mean that something sucks just because they take second place. Doesn't mean that the person is trash if he didn't get first place. It means that they're still performing at a high level. It's just that this person performed a little bit higher. You know what I mean? His skills were a little bit more. In whatever event we're talking about. You know, Next time that they go up against each other, they might take the W. You get what I mean? So to think that just because you take uh, the W or the L, that's all irrelevant. Because like I said, it's just like it's something that's friendly competition, bro. It's not to be taken serious like that. But overall, that's just speaking on the battle rap reaction. People shouldn't get butthurt, and have a little bit more thicker skin. And criticism isn't a bad thing. To want to silence people for criticizing you, and and to think that you're gonna you'll go walking around the world with nobody criticizing not a thing you do, right? It's not the best way to go about things, right? You shouldn't try to silence people that enjoy your music, because that just deters them from fucking with you, right? um, because they see the insecurity, and it just comes off childish. um, like I said, just because somebody criticizes doesn't mean that they're saying that you suck. You know what I mean? Not everyone's gonna agree on everything. But overall, if you guys want to go scope out on my other channel, the Battle Rap Reactions, they're good music. You know, best tracks. For if you're looking for new music, or if you would just enjoy Chicano rap in general, you guys could go scope out my other channel and scope out the Battle Rap Reactions. I uploaded like already like I think 200 of them. So you guys could peep those out. I'm Shadow. We out.